What's up? I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, so this is gonna be quick and painful.
Get out the way, I've been feeling myself.
And it's strictly for women. I've been studying women all my life and not even really know it. But I have. That's the point. And there's no experts out here. There's nobody who has mastered anything. Okay? Only the master shit. That means the universe creator. So you got a lot of pretenders out here. Got a lot of people saying that they're experts just because they have a degree that was given by somebody else who wasn't a goddamn expert. This shit thrived from being the first or being just recreating some shit, you know? And act like you the first to do it. Weird shit. But okay, so women and money. Women and money don't go together good at all. Okay? In my days of living, I see this certain attitude that comes with a woman that has her own checkings account, savings account, portfolio. Different attitude, okay? In the beginning, I say this started in the 1900s. I wasn't there, but I feel the effect. Men created money to communicate with each other, to do bartering systems with each other. In other words, we created it because in bartering came from, if I got something, you got something. We could trade it off together, okay? But I'm losing something at the same time. Money was a creation to replace that shit, okay? I'll give you this piece of paper saying that, hey, we traded, and I didn't have to give you my most prized possession or something that I really needed to go with what I'm asking you for. Get it? And in return, with this effect, men was building to protect their women, their children. The home is the first thing that a man is thinking about to build. To have kids, to have a wife, and hunt, create, teach, all these things that come with nature, anything natural. Okay. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it came from a European standard, or maybe it came from Egyptian shit, or maybe it came from something. Wherever it came from, it didn't come from here, this planet. It did not come from this planet, okay? And I'm gonna address that shit later on. But women get money, and it seems that the first thing they do is they wanna eliminate a man, as if he's competition in making money. Men share the money. That's how women are able to receive it. And now, you know, with the demand of women laws that have come about, some of us, like it has just ran over most of the men who are still working jobs, regular jobs, or trades. Ran them right the fuck over. Now you, as a trade worker, you don't have enough to maintain a woman. How the fuck did this happen? Women's rights, women issues, women have problems. Women got a lot of problems, okay? And they also have a lot of options. There's discrimination in shopping, for instance. If I walk into a Ross, if I walk into a Neiman Marcus, the size and the options for women, men only have 10% of the store. Women have the whole 90. That's including appliances with pink on it, or baby blue, or pastel, shit. Anything pastel is addressed to a woman. Underwear, lingerie, shoes. It seems to me that women consume more and this is how me and women correlate. Is when a woman asks for something, she wants something. As the natural state, a woman dreams, a man carries out the dream. He produces. She's a director, he produces. And this is the role that we hold. She wants a pair of shoes, a man go gets it. A man is getting it from another man who chopped down a tree or somehow killed a cow. All this labor work goes into the shoe, and then it goes to the woman as gratification. Instant gratification. And the faster we are able to get it for them, the more they ask for. And the more they have. But we don't, as men, we're not paying attention on, we fucking up the universe. We're fucking up the earth. We're fucking up our resources, appeasing them to whatever facet or fantasy or dream that they want. Now the dream is kind of becoming a nightmare because women have seemed to not want to be partners up with the man who is trying to provide with them. They think that this is the situation where a man is supposed to provide the whole 9 yards, and then they get a career and they become more wealthy in their situation, and then he's no longer, he has no say-so. He has no nothing in the day-to-day business. They call themselves boss bitches. Okay, doesn't matter what you call yourself. The fact that I, as a person, as a man, feel as though I'm being eliminated from natural life. Like, if we keep treating black men as if we're just a provider, and you don't want to help in building a business, you don't want to help, you don't want to put in your all in all, your ideas, your networking, your capabilities, everything that goes along with talent. If you don't want to share your talent with the man that you're trying to live with, especially in these time and days, because shit has changed. It's not like the 1900s. It's over. 1900s was addressed man built for woman. Now we have gotten to the millennial stage where women eliminate men, no longer needed. We have AI, we have computers that can run heavy shit and do it faster. And they have sat down, just like you could watch the movie, what's this movie about women, Hidden Figures. You watch that shit, and it's like a message to black men. Because if you understand the concept of this movie, these are black women figuring shit out for white men. Just plain and simple, cut and dry, black and white. Color does matter. But your character and your personality is more important than your color. So if you come into me with a color issue, then that's racist. Period. It's racist. But if you come into me with I got a problem with my girl, then that's character. That's personal. There's no discrimination in that shit. We all see each other the same in these issues. But far as getting beneficial shit because of the color of your skin, now it's not a white person's fault that they were inherited. Their families set up an inheritance, majority of them. Because if you see, there's insurance, there's licenses, there's regulations, there's certifications, all these things correlate because a family was set up to inherit certain things, okay? But you have to hire other people outside to run it in order for it to network and keep going, keep it moving. Johnson & Johnson is one family, and you gotta understand how many women in this family, how many men are in this family, and what are the women doing? Because Johnson & Johnson has grew out of fucking hand. It's everywhere. Their products are made in China. Women tend to get a lot of shit from China. They buy a lot of shit from China, like China. They'll buy that shit. Men, we tend to just buy the whole package. We'll give you the house, the car, and you do whatever in the interior of it, which shows your character. And, you know, women seem to want to think they're the best damn designers. Like they think they're the best at fashion. They think they're the best at looking a certain way. When in actuality, I have one thing to tell you. Most of you who wear makeup, you're clowns. You are wearing clown makeup. Just because, like, you would know this, you would notice it if the circus was still playing. Like if they still had the circus and the circus was being shown in every city, like the circus used to go on tour. Circus was on tour for a long ass time. Barnum and Bailey was on tour for a long ass time. And their main thing were clowns. You know, and these clowns, they had certain skills on how to put on makeup. They did it very, very, very well. And they got it from Asia, of course, geishas and shit. They put on makeup pretty, it's art for them, okay? But it has transpired here in America to the point where black women have took it as a lifestyle. And this lifestyle, it goes way beyond a man's imagination. A man cannot go into these options unless you try to be a female. Then that's a different story. They call it, what they call that shit, drag queening. It's weird shit. That's weird for me. And I don't know. Then they tend to consume also. And when they consume, it's like eliminating a man's job to create a family. Women do not know how to spend money, period. They don't know how to use it. It's like giving a 13-year-old a loaded gun and just let him go about his way and call it Columbine. Men have went to war, literally, for women. Men, if a woman needs a place, if a man has a family, has a mother, has a sister, has a wife, all in one place, and they're dependent on him, let's just say all of them is pregnant too, and depending on him, he's gonna have to find a place for them to rest, have kids, okay? Now, with this being said, think about this. Just for a second, just think about this, okay? When this happens, a man has to go through labor, and the labor is way longer than 9 months. Way longer than 9 months. A man could be working on steel for damn near 2-3 years, 5 years, 6 years. He could be working on the same piece of steel only to make it where a woman can use it. And at the same time, he has to come home with the kill. He has to come home with the kill in order for this woman to be able to direct. When a woman does not want to have kids, she becomes a problem. Well, I'm gonna put that out there. She becomes a problem because that's right there in itself is a kill mentality. That's a murderer mentality. You are not here to procreate. What are you here to do? To procreate is to create. To not want to procreate is to destroy. Plain and simple. It's positive, negative. It's nothing gray in that area. It's just the mentality. It's the way the personality and the way some women come off. And that's why the makeup comes into play. So when the makeup comes into play, then they're a different person. You know, they could seem as though, hey, flirty, very flirty, because they're feeling good about themselves. They feel real good about the creative way that they put this certain makeup on, a certain color, or the way they did the eyelid. You know, it's always something. And then oh my God, they get together. That's all they do is critique each other. You put a whole room in them, like 20 or 50 of them in the same room, and that is Barnum Brothers. I think that's the Hair Show. And it's nuts. I've been to 2 of them, and it's nuts. It's like the clowns have got together and they flipped the circus. They flipped that shit. And I swear, I promise you, if the circus was still touring, women probably would stop wearing makeup unconsciously. Seriously, they would probably stop wearing that shit subconsciously. They wouldn't even notice that they're not wearing any makeup anymore because they have they're noticing themselves out there in them 3 fucking rings, the 3 rings that the circus create. We call it a 3-ring circus. That's 3 things happening at once that are all different. There's something different going on in every ring. And you, as the participant, you sit there and you watch it. Depending on what ring you focus on the most, that's what you're gonna be attracted to. It could be 1 ring, a man in a motorcycle going around in a sphere. The first ring, which would be the center ring, is a big ass elephant on 1 leg, riding a bike with a bear going around it, okay? And the second ring is the trapeze. Trapeze of 2 people, 3 people maybe, swinging from trapeze to trapeze with a net under it. And then sometimes they take away the net. And that is what most people would focus on, is the one with the trapeze, with the net not under it. It gives a sense of suspension, it gives you a rush to want to see somebody fall. But your character is saying, I hope they don't fall. But your personality is like, shit, I hope they fall. I want to see something, type shit. And that's a real tiny voice. That's a real little bitty tiny voice that goes on. But this only comes from, promotion. Somebody's promoting this shit. And when somebody promotes this shit, depending on how they capture you, they got your attention, they have a way to make you consume certain things. Okay? All right. So promotion and marketing, advertising, I've been through that shit too. And the appeal, women appeal to shit. Tattoo parties. Oh my God. Football. Beach parties. This shit is when a woman wants to play football, basketball, she wants to box, she want to do everything that's physical that a man does and go off to war, military. It's like, police force. Like, I am not a womanizer, but I do notice what women are doing passive aggressively. Like, it's really passive aggressive. It's let's go protest. And while you're protesting, you have the right to do whatever you want. What does happen when you protest is another effect, that black men fall below the waist. They fall below the waist, unnoticeably. Every time a whole bunch of white women protest on rights of something that they want, that they already have, okay? Because you don't have to get out in the streets to ask for the right to vote. You could sleep with the fucking man who's in charge of the voting, the treasurer, and you can ask him. And it happens. Give him a good reason. And it happens for everybody, or whoever wants it. But when you try to pack a whole bunch of people up together, like especially white women, and protesting, it becomes violent. It's a violent protest. It's nothing peaceful about a whole bunch of motherfuckers with signs outside marching at a time when people are trying to go to work, get back and forth, do all this shit. You're stopping you're stopping something. You're destroying something. And that's real. I mean, come on. I'm not blaming everything. Yes, I am. I'm blaming everything on a woman. I am. This is Blame a Woman 2, Part 2, because you guys hold so much power. You hold so much life in your hands to where you're using your visions and your imaginations on shit that really don't exist, and we're making it happen. We're making it happen. But at the same time, we as men, we become violent in between, because we're fighting for women's dreams. We're fighting for them to do the shit that they're doing today. I have never, ever, 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 ever understood the purpose of a strip club. Never. I've never understood the purpose of that shit. Like, I've been to a lot of strip clubs, and what I have experienced in a strip club is I've seen the one thing that was so fucking crazy to me. And I did it one time. I did it one time, and I did it with a box. Give women just money, tax-free. It's like a cipher. It's like the opposite of a bank. Women running it. And there's some dude in the background who created the building, who put the building up, who put the thing up for his mama, for his sister, for his auntie. And then women flood into it, and men flood into it right behind it with their currency, and it creates some type of currency. It's a weird ass currency exchange. Oh my God. Woo. Just walk into a motherfucking building and just throw your money in the air. Oh my God. You know how many times I want to just go in there and just scoop that shit? Like, give me some of that money, girl. It's free, shit. You just throw it away. He just gave it away. He didn't give it to you, goddamn it. In your hand, he threw it. Oh man, I love you. I love women. I've been in love with men. Women, I love them. I love their presence. I love their energy. I love their creative abilities. But some of y'all have gone fucking crazy, mad. Some of y'all ain't using your common sense. And some of y'all are just following other females, whatever they say. And I know the Bible does not make a difference, because the millennials have totally ignored the Bible. Now it's about, hey, let's get that bag at all costs. We'll use a whole bunch of niggas to get it too. And that's the wide perspective of it. You know, women using men to create shit. And when AI steps in and this robotic era steps in, the bio-robotic area steps in, it's like most of us gonna be looking for death. That's the end of my conversation right there. I just want to get that out. I appreciate you for listening. If you want to, like, subscribe, what the fuck ever. I don't care for. I'm really doing it for me. It's a record of me noticing shit in this world that I've lived in so far. So check that. Peace. Oh yeah, and they talk about us like we dogs. They talk about us like we ain't shit. Like they just get on the media and just talk about us like your mama didn't have no brothers or some shit.